Alright, so in a technique that I'm calling playing in the wrong key momentarily. Quickly playing in the wrong key. So in the key of A minor, here's A minor chord. So in, like, say 12 bar in blues, A minor is the 1 chord, D minor is the 4 chord, and the 5 chord is an E chord. So normally you'd probably play anything A minor over that 1 chord, just like, like so. Anything your dirt simple sort of, inside the box licks. So, in minor keys, you can play in the wrong key located 1 whole step down. So, the wrong key to play in for A minor would be G minor. So, how do you do this? Well, the way I do it is you just play in G minor momentarily, or for as long as you want, but the idea is to play in the wrong key of G minor and then resolve back into something A minor related. So, you could be playing like see, I played in G minor really fast, and then I ended back in A minor. And so, some good tricks I've learned with this technique is you can play in the wrong key as a good way to resolve to the 4 chord, or you can play in the wrong key as a good way to resolve to the 5 chord. So, like, let's say you're playing to the 1 to the 4. So you could play an A minor lick over the 1, and then to play to the 4, you play in G minor for a second to the 4. So the wrong key is a good bridge to the 4 chord. See? I used the G minor there. And then to the 4, I mean. Yeah, so I used the wrong key of G minor as a bridge to the 4 chord. I'll just try to play it again here. The 1 chord, wrong key, and then to the 4. Sometimes it doesn't work, but usually I've had a lot of success. It makes it sound less cliche. It makes more, it's a good technique. That's a good one. That's over the 1 chord and then the wrong chord. So, and I just play the same lick down in the wrong key and resolve to the 4 chord. That's pretty good. And that brings me to another technique, which is basically to test this whole theory out. You can pretty much make up any line in just normal A minor, like, and just play the same exact line down in the wrong key. The wrong key is a minor key too. So you play the same thing down in the wrong minor key, and then you just leave the last note back in the home key. So this, end on A. And this one, still end on A. Becomes, or, let's try another one, you know. Becomes, or, becomes, or, you know, becomes. So you can do anything really. And so, like I was saying, you could use it to resolve to the 4 chord, but you can also use it to resolve to the 5 chord, which I'm not sure might be a little bit trickier, but I've had success with it. So, you could be like, or, I don't know, let's see, try another one. Sure, whatever. So basically, you can, the idea is, and by the way, you can use it to resolve back just to the 1 chord too. It doesn't have to resolve to the 4 or the 5. You can use it just as part of the 1 phrasing. And so, basically, you can get to the point where you just start making up stuff in A minor, and you just start fluidly putting in little quick passages that are in G minor, and you just kind of cherry pick back and forth little teeny phrases. You start a phrase in G minor, you end it in A minor, you start a phrase in A minor, you quickly go to G minor, and then you quickly go back to A minor again. You know, and maybe even you could use it to modulate. You could actually just resolve to the wrong key for a minute. You know, play some blues. You could actually just use it as a quick modulation into a different key. For some reason, in minor keys, the minor key a whole step down also sounds good. So, you know, you just start putting lines back and forth from one scale to the other scale, you know? That's a good one. And then the wrong key. Resolve to the 4. So, you know, anything you can do in A minor, you can quickly do in G minor, you know, while playing in A minor. So, you know, like if you like putting diminished chords around an A minor chord, like, you could do the same thing in the wrong key. But just go back to the A minor to make it sound not so outside. basically it does work with chords too. You know, if you're in A minor, you could quickly play a chord thing, so chord sequence in the wrong key. Then quickly switch to something like the 4 chord. So, you know, here it is. So, play around with it, and the idea is just to play in the wrong key for minor keys. Play in the wrong key two half steps down, 1 whole step down. And for an A minor, I demonstrate this as playing in the wrong key of G minor. And just play around with it until you sort of start to just feel. The idea is to play with it until you don't have to think about it. Until you're all of a sudden making up more interesting sounding lines in a way where you don't have to just rely on your pentatonic in A minor. And the reason I like this so much is because it's really easy for the brain, you know? I can play in A minor here, and I don't have to learn any new scales. I can trick myself. I can trick myself into writing good lines just by being like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play in the wrong key for a minute, and then I'm just going to go back to the right key. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be a bad boy and play in the wrong key. But then I end right in the right key again. So instead of playing, I start writing more exotic stuff like, and then playing the normal stuff. So, any last words on this? I don't know. Diminished, I love diminished stuff. Just add a diminished lick, you know, somewhere. You know, you could do that in the wrong key too.